The Texas Education Agency is moving forward with fixes to thousands of mistakes found in a state-developed elementary school curriculum, according to the Texas Tribune. The state board has given initial approval to correct about 4,200 mistakes in Bluebonnet learning materials.
So I have an article I'll share too and talk a little further on it, but Bluebonnet is the Christian based curriculum. And so that's what they're talking about here, just to give you a little bit more context.
Some members say the mistakes raise concerns about how Texas reviews curriculum and what the fixes could cost taxpayers. State officials say costs will be calculated after a final vote later this week. Conroe, Santa Fe, New Caney, and Liberty ISDs are already using this curriculum. If the final vote passes, the agency says online materials could be updated within 30 days with printed books replaced soon after that.
All right. So Texas, they've been trying to revamp their school system a little bit more as of lately. And so they do the Bible infused school. So this curriculum is approved for public schools. And then like if you want to homeschool and stuff like that, you can do that as well. But what it does is it incorporates more religious teachings into the classroom. So the issue here is that the lawmakers, to sum this up, the lawmakers said, you know, these issues will cause issues for the kids as far as them having like a fundamental grasp of things. And the people who made it said, no, these are small things like typos and small things. And so the lawmakers are like, it doesn't matter how small you think these things are, it adds up. And especially 4,000 errors. I don't care if it's from the teacher's guide or if it's from inside the kids' textbooks, there are potential negative impacts to, you know, whoever's using this curriculum. So drop some drip in the comments. Do y'all think that this is fairly being applied, the scrutiny, or do you think that because they decided to have a new curriculum that's religious based, that this has more strenuous oversight over it? I just want to know what y'all think on that.
I feel like it's a rush to judgment, even bringing it to the school district the way that they are, considering that it has its inaccuracies that's involved with it. I mean, it's education, for crying out loud. So
you saying it should have that level of typos to begin with? It should have never been implemented.
How are you going to prove something that for education that has typos?
That's what the lawmakers said.
Yeah, like it just doesn't make any sense. Like I'm about to teach the kids English, but yeah, we misspelling the out the gate. Like, come on now. Like I feel like it's almost sounds like a money grab. Like they see that there's a void in the school district because God has been removed for a while, as we know. You know, they took prayer out. We used to do that, you know, in the 80s and 90s. That was a thing in school, but. And
you know, still pledge allegiance in class? Were they doing that? Oh no. Okay.
They stopped doing. Even when I was working, they weren't doing it anymore. And you know that we didn't even notice it, but it was just one of those things that we just didn't do anymore in the classroom. It just stopped. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of
that might be one of our issues right there.
That might be one of them right there. They got away from God. I mean, for a while they got away from God, and I think it's been a lot of conversation about it. And it just looked like somebody was like, "Oh, they letting God back in. Let's hurry up and throw something together. We got to get in on the God train. They about to bring it back." And it's like, come on now, let's do it the right way.
And they said, "What we gonna name it?" Well, I got this stick of butter. How about Bluebonnet?
Right, right. And Bluebonnet ain't even butter; it's margarine. That's a whole. See what I mean? Like typos, inaccuracies. Anyway, but that's the thing. I mean, they have Catholic schools. They got schools that's geared towards this type of learning. I don't think that forcing it into a public setting this fast makes sense. I mean, if the parents are okay with it down there, then that's fine. But at least make sure that it's accurate. Don't teach the kids wrong.
And that's what it's Tiffany Clark, who's a Democrat, basically said the same thing as you just said. But the Republican board chair is like, nah. Colin Dempsey is, an education official, and they're just saying like some of these things, like yeah, they're errors, but they're minimal. They said that 1,900 of the changes said that were made that are duplicate corrections in the teacher guide, student workbook, and other documents. they're saying they're like grammatical fixes. They're not factual errors. So what they're saying is, instead of it saying like, I don't know, maybe it has a picture of a cat and it's just missing the word cat. The cat should be
Some
under
of it
cat.
is at the high level is what they were saying was that it was exclusionary of certain things that like race, like racial based things, history, you know how that's been going lately.
Right.
But, it was around 4,200 corrections that need to be made, some of which were just suggestions. So, but there were 4 other curriculum publishers together there that only needed 16 corrections. So this means that Bluebonnet, gotta love that margin, accounts for more than 99% of the requested fixes in this review cycle. So that's why. It's just real haphazard. So 1 in 4 school districts, are using at least some of Bluebonnet's reading materials already, covering about 400,000 students, with $60 per student as a state incentive attached.
Right.
So, yeah. My last part about this is that you really don't got to be anti-faith to say that, Bible-infused program serving 400,000 kids needs 4,200 fixes while everybody else had 16. We owe our parents better quality than that.
That's it.
They paying for that.
That's it.
Yeah.
Tax dollars is at work, baby. Get it right. Get it right. And honestly, I feel like they should have kind of, walked it in. Let parents have their meetings about it, have conversations, open dialogue. And then if you want to opt your kid into this type of education, at least they could say, well, this is parental driven.
Lane chain, late talk, go grin in the glass. Wristwatch, jam throwing out game like soft toss. They ain't cutting through the noise, no small talk. Simone smooth on the words we choose.